Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see the summary of The Dark Holds No Terror by Byshashi Deshpande. The Dark Holds No Terror was published in 1980 and this is Byshashi Deshpande's first novel. Later, she was awarded the Sahitya Academy Award in 1920 for That Long Silence. Her shadow play was also shortlisted in 2014 for the Hindu Literary Prize. This novel, The Dark Holds No Terror, shows the inability of a husband to come to terms with his wife's superior social and economic status. At the same time, it also explores the trauma of the middle class working women who are trapped in the male dominated society. The story is narrated by Sarita, who is called as Saru, and she is a successful doctor in this novel. The novel opens with the prologues. You are your own refuge. There is no other refuge. This refuge is hard to achieve. The story opens with Sarita coming to her father's house after 15 years. Her father is actually surprised to see her and he asks her to go and take rest in the puja room. And the way he welcomes her itself, she understands that she is an unwelcome guest. And why he asks her to go to the puja room and rest is they have allowed one student, a first year student of accountancy, Madhav, to stay in her room. And Madhav has been staying in her room for the past 2 years. He is also the son of a priest. And then her father says that he has heard that she has 2 children. So this itself shows that even the father has not visited Saro's family, but he has just been receiving information about her. And he says that he heard that she has 2 children, a boy and a girl. And Saro tells their names as Renuka and Abhijit. Then he asks whether she knows that her mother is dead. And she says that she came to know through one of her patients, Manda, who had come one day along with the parents. Manda had informed that her mother had died of stomach cancer. Then she told her husband Manohar about her mother's death, but he asked her to ignore and not to go there because she was not informed about the death and they received the information only about a month after the mother's death. Now Sarita recalls her marriage with Mano. Actually, she fell in love with him when she was away from her parents and studying BSc. At that time, she was hungry for love, and he also was a student of post graduation and also the secretary of the Literary Association. Later, she did her medicine. Even in the college, she was not liked by many, but she kept her relationship with Manohar intact. She tried to attract him as much as possible. Both of them stayed in Manohar's friend Sridhar's house because Sridhar had gone to another place for his project work. There she became pregnant. Slowly her practice improved and she became famous. And she became famous to that extent that wherever they go, people recognize and they will greet her. This made Manohar to feel neglected and depressed. This feeling he showed her by attacking her rudely in bed at nights, and this he did mainly to offend her pride and self-respect. But her teacher was boozy and he taught her and he brought her to that extent that he even provided her with a consulting room. Now she wanted to tell everything to her father and she felt that the problem which she is facing is a problem faced by all Indian women. And later she goes to Tata Hospital where her mother was admitted for cancer treatment. At this time she recollects her school days. Her friends were Smita and Nalu and they three were called as Three Musketeers. Sarita and Smita did not have a happy married life and Nalu remained unmarried. There she met Padmakar, who was practicing in a slum. He invites her for a coffee and while they are talking she understands that he is also like this to his wife. Actually, Mano had planned to start a magazine with his friend Bindya, but Soro felt that there is no decent income through journals, so he joined as a lecturer in a private college. She remembers that after the death of her brother Dhruva, her birthday was never celebrated. Now, Madhav, who was staying in her parents' house for 2 years, leaves for his village. Now, only she and her father are left alone, and so they have time to speak. Her mother had a misunderstanding that she was the reason for her brother Dhruv's death. Smita, Saro's friend, had actually called her to watch Rani of Jhansi movie, but her parents did not permit her at that time. So Saro got angry and left the house. Dhruv also joined her. On the way, she slipped and fell, and her mother came looking out for them, but she took only Dhruv back. And Saro had no other way, so she also went back home. But next time they planned to go to another place where they will not be found. So Dhruv took her to a place near a pool. They threw stones in the pool and played with the wet mud and enjoyed. And since her anger subdued, she decided to watch the same movie with her family, so she called him back. But he refused to come with her. She left him there thinking that he will follow her, but as she went a little bit further, she heard him calling her again and again. When she bent back, she found him fallen in the pool. She tried to pull him out, but he drowned. This she explains to her father because her mother thought it was she who had killed her brother. Now her father consoles her and he says that he can understand her. She also explains to her father that her husband Mano is cruel to her in bed. He attacks her in bed at night like an animal with his hands and teeth. But in the morning he is normal. And in fact he doesn't even remember the way he behaved in the night. At this time she receives a letter from her son stating that her husband is coming there to bring her back up. She has no interest to go back. So she packs her belongings to leave to an unknown destination. But her father stops her. She assures him that she will not commit suicide and asks him to forgive her. She feels that she has been blamed for her brother's and mother's death and also for Mano's failure. At this time, there is a knock at the door. She thinks Mano has come for her, but there is a small child, Ravi, who says that his mother Smita has fits and needs medical help. Before leaving, Saro tells her father that if Mano comes back, ask him to wait. I will be back soon. She forgets everything while treating. The novel ends there. And this novel is about the women's condition in a male dominated society and the problems faced by working women. And the title, The Dark Has No Terror, means the dark is the way her husband treated her in the past. And that is what made her to come back to her father after 15 years. But she knows that she is going to go back to the same life, but now that darkness does not hold any terror in her. This is the story. If you have anything more to add on to what I've said, please write it in the comment box. Like the video, share it with your friends, and if you are not subscribed my channel, please subscribe. Thank you.